What's up, guys? It's the Downunder gamer here, and we're doing a little something different. Usually I record some Mario Kart at this time of the day, but we've got a good gap, got a nice stockpile, so don't want to get too far ahead with the recording. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of whatever, really. Today we're just going to be playing some Game Dev Tycoon. It's a game on Steam. So yeah, basically we're going to be doing sort of casual gaming, just playing whatever, and not really like starting at the beginning or anything, just having a little game sesh. So at the moment I've managed to progress fairly well through this game. I played it way back before it was on Steam, but then I had to restart it again when they put it on Steam because they changed it, like updates and stuff. And we just made a game recently, City Simulator number 7, which apparently has done quite well. So at the moment, let's see. Something's happening. I think they're doing like a little competition or something. I don't remember. Actually, no, I think they're just training. So, okay. Let's pause it there. Let's not have time get wasted on us. So, Game Dev Tycoon is basically you develop games. That's me, and then you got my employees. And as you progress, you can get more employees and stuff. You start off by yourself in a garage, and then you slowly work your way through. So right now we're actually fairly high up. We've gone up a couple levels. What I find is if I find a good game that works, like City Simulator, once every while I'll do a sequel for it, and that usually guarantees us to get some money. As you can see, we have a reasonable amount. So let's see. I can't remember what the last thing I was doing in this was, so let's see what we can research. Ah, damn it. I keep accidentally moving the screen. That's a thing that you can do. You can sort of move the screen around. It's a little annoying. So you got topics, so you can like have all these different types of topics. So game dev, a little bit of a sneaky cameo they did there. But yeah, so you know you got like transport, and then you can mix that with like simulation. So then it would be kind of like, I guess, like Euro Truck Simulator, and then you're like sci-fi, which could be lots of different things. But then you have all these which improve your game quality. So you can have like voiceovers in your game, or have body language, dynamic environments, and all this stuff like online multiplayer. So also like it goes through the time. Like at the moment, I think we're around. I think the Wii U has just come out. Obviously they don't call it the Wii U in this, they give it like a name that's obviously the Wii U, but they're like changed it, so it might be like the Mi, it might be like the Mi New or something. Skill trees, yep, so we'll go with that. We have 114 research points, so let's see what we could research. Full motion video, voiceover, so let's try going with that. We only got 34 left, so gonna quickly check see which staff is good. So I try to make my guy sort of basic, like all-rounder. whereas my employees are more specific. So we got like our technology expert, who also seems to be fairly good at research. And also, the higher level they get, the more they cost their salary. So I've got like some design expert and technology experts. So basically, this side is all the technology people, and this side is the design people. We got 1 million. Let's see, has racked up over 1 million in sales. If it were a music record, it would be platinum. So doing well then. Doing very well with that. Good time to start into this. It's been a little while since I played this, so... Yep, so I want to maybe have these guys research perhaps something. So we've only got 30 left. I could probably look at some new topics. So they're good at research. I think this person is also good at research. So let's go transport. And we have enough for one more. Oop. These bars indicate that they need to go on a break, so send them on vacation. I keep accidentally moving the damn screen. Alright, so I'll have my guy research one more thing. Let's get business. Yeah, so my guy never actually goes on vacation. Only the employees need to have a break. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any trends happening. Okay, our game is no longer on the market, so good time to make a new game. First, I'll just see if there's anything I can add to my engine. So we got stereoscopic 3D. We got a more advanced 3D. The ones that are highlighted in blue are already on. So usually I don't bother with, like, if I've got advanced, I'm not going to bother putting simple in as well. So let's see, at the moment there's like one new thing there. I don't bother with save game because I have save to the cloud. Let's see. Right, so we now have surround sound as well, which means we wouldn't need stereo, I guess. Although I guess you can have both. So I don't really bother with mono because I don't think anyone does that. So we got surround and we got full motion. I usually wait until there's a couple more things to add because that would cost me 1.1 million. So I don't want to have to keep making a new engine like regularly. So I'll wait until I've researched a couple more things to add to the engine. Okay, so let's have a look at our game history. So the last thing we made was a strategy type game. I tend to try and go through the list and do a different genre each time. So we got simulation, RPG, adventure, action, casual, back to action again, and strategy. Okay, so let's briefly see. So the last thing I did was a strategy. So let's try and do a casual now. What I'm going to do is I'll check and see what the last casual game was I did. And see if I can just make like a sequel for it, or if let's see. So this was the last casual we did on the, see, there you go, on the new. So as you can see, it's obviously the Wii. So we made profit from it. It only got a 5 rating. The rating system is out of 10, and it averages. You get 4 different reviews, and the average, as it says there, average review score is 5. So, also though, when you make a game, you can then do a game report afterwards, and then that will help you understand what's important for that genre and stuff. So, it only got 5 this time, but we might have learnt some things from it, so when we actually try to make another one, we could probably improve on that. Also, things like having a better game engine can also help. So we could try making another dance game, or we could try some other kind of casual. So let's see if we can improve on the dance. So then you can name it. Now the naming I don't think actually matters as far as I know, but so original was dance. So I know, let's just say dance. It's a weird word when I look at it like that. It doesn't really look like it's spelt right. Yeah, so at the moment we can only make small and medium games. As you get further on, you'll be able to make large games, sort of like AAA, I guess, titles. And you can also choose your target audience, so this is a casual, so I'd just say E for everyone, I guess. Let me just check. So dance. Yep, so we set everyone for that. Yep, so we go dance. E for everyone, dance, casual. Now you can have multi-genre and like multi-platform. I don't really bother trying to do the multi-genre. I find it sometimes doesn't really, it's a bit more difficult to try and do that. As for platform, I don't think the new is here anymore. I think that's off, so I guess we would have to try something else. Let's see what this recommends. So the GS is good for RPG. Now obviously a lot of these are unknown because I haven't used them. Like I haven't made a game for them, so it doesn't have any, so we don't know. I mainly seem to do PC, I find, and as you can see, so PC is fairly good for everyone, but it's better for mature. It's also bad for casual, so we definitely don't want to do that. So I'm going to try going with the Woo. Yep, let's go with that. So you have to pay to be able to actually make games for them. It's only a one-off thing though, so now we can always do it for Woo. If we want, we could also try and do it on other platforms as well. So we could try doing that. I would probably only do that though for a game that I know is actually does well anyway. So I'll choose the latest engine, the newest one. Okay, let's get into it. Nope, we don't really need the exploding barrels. So I think that's all good. So now here we go. Okay. So these are sort of like these are like like for games that were similar to this game. This is what it recommends. So the more plus signs there are, the more you want to focus on that. So according to this, it reckons that engine might not be too important for this type of game. So we'll just lower it down a little. I'll lower it all the way down for the moment. I'll try putting... Actually, I don't think story will be too important for this. So I think we'll just focus on gameplay as the main one. Okay, so we can take some of these things off. So basically I want everything focused on gameplay, so I'll take some of these off and then see if I can put anything on. See, I don't think the engine's going to be too important, so I don't really... This is just extra things. I don't know if they matter too much. I don't think story really needs anything. Dance games usually don't really have much story, and when they do have a story, it's usually pretty bad. So you could put multiplayer on, I guess, maybe. Save to cloud. Yeah, okay, we'll just do something like that. Okay, now we have to make sure we have the right people assigned. So I'm not sure if gameplay is classified as technology or design, so that's why I usually put myself on there, because it's fairly even. So because we're not spending a lot of time on the engine, I should probably put one of my lesser technology people on there, so that way I'm not wasting my good people. So let's see. Let's put Ralph Costa there. Yeah, so let's try and put maybe... Actually, no, let's put our best guys on, I guess. Because it's not going to be taking up much of their thing. So let's go with that. So as you can see, numbers will go up. Also, there's a little bit of hype happening because it's a sequel. I can also increase that hype by doing marketing. Okay, so this is E3 basically, what this thing is here. I think we could probably try a large one. So that will help that will help increase our hype as well. Okay, so as you can see, these are not recommended very much either, so I'll focus it all on level design. So I'll get my design guy on that. Yeah, okay. Right, so let's now check over here. Let's try putting these on. So we don't really need these. That should be fine. What I usually like to do is when we get to about halfway, I like to go to the marketing. Spend a little bit of money to increase the hype just a little bit. I don't want to put too much money into marketing, otherwise you don't get as much profit. But then again, and also having too much hype can be bad, as you might notice in real life. Some games will be hyped a lot and then turn out to be absolutely terrible. Yeah, so basically, this game tries to show like... Basically, it's like the history of games, and like how consoles rose up and then PCs began to rise up again, and I'm not sure. As you saw, the Wii U is out, so that's where we're up to. So it's fairly close to like current. I don't really bother reading all this because it's not really important. Alright, here we go. Well designed looks like it's probably not going to be important. Graphics look like they might be. Sound has been confirmed to be fairly important. So let's move that up a little, actually. Let's go something like that. Okay, so world design is not important at all. Sound would be very important, especially because it's a dance game. So as you can see, it says 86%, so that means we need to raise this up a little bit more. There we go. So who we got? We got who's our tech expert? This guy, so we'll get them on there. Okay, so that puts them a little bit over, so in that case we want to go for this one. Put them there. Now they can go over 100%, but I think it works better if you keep them to to the maximum of like 100%. I think it they produce they do better jobs. Like they do a better job. Let's see. So if we put stereoscopic 3D on, yeah, we can't really do that. And graphics hasn't actually been confirmed. It's only suggesting that it might be a good idea. So I'll make sure sound has enough, and we'll see how that goes. So this person's tired. I'll send them on vacation once we've finished. Okay, so now G3, as they call it, has begun. Alright, I'll speed this up. So yeah, we didn't get that many, it would seem. Oh, wow, we actually made it into the top 100. I don't think I've actually managed to do that yet. So we were 87th as far as being one of the top attractions. Cool, so as we make better games and get bigger, more fans and stuff. So that's the Ouya. Which some people probably haven't even heard of really in real life. I don't know, it was basically like sort of like an indie game sort of thing or something. Okay, so eventually the height will start going down if I wait too long, but I always like to wait to see if they'll do a little bit of extra stuff. Also, make sure that they don't have any bugs. Okay, so I don't think it'll be, I'm not sure if it'll be that good. The numbers are pretty high, so that's nice, but there was no new records made or anything, so... Okay, yep, so salary increased because some people level it up. We now have better graphics available to research, so that'll be something. Right, so let's send them on vacation. Okay, yep, here we go. Game reviews, how did it go? See, as you can see, we got 5 for it the first time we did it. At the moment, it looks like we're going to get maybe a 6. Maybe, let's see. I'm not sure what the average would be for that, but probably like, we can check that soon. Okay, so send them on vacation. Generate a game report, which tells us some little facts about how the game went, like where we need to improve or what areas are not important. Yeah, that's a pretty standard thing that they usually say. They're like, oh, it was better than the original. Right, so it seems that the market responds particularly well to games with new topics. So sometimes, yeah, you have things where there'll be a trend going. So I guess we can try and make a new game. But before I do that, let's train up our guys a little. So this is my technology expert. They need, let's see, specialization. So let's see. He's a technology expert, so I don't think he can really do anything here. We don't have the research points anyway. It also seems to cost quite a bit of money. Okay, so let's just keep getting his technology up. So let's go with this one. Train. This person's also my technology guy, so. And then this one is also technology. So we'll go with that. Now we have my design guys on the left. So game design. Yep, so now they're all training. My guy has now finished doing the game report. Story quests, not important for this type of game, that's what we thought. Dance and everyone is a good match. It says good, but that means that there could be better. So maybe we could try, maybe like doing young audience maybe, instead of just everyone. Could try doing that, I guess. Okay, so they're all training. My guy is, I'll get him to train now, I guess. What's my lowest one? Speed and design. I think I'll try and increase my speed. Let's see, that's good for design. These are unknown because I haven't done them yet. Let's see, research and development. So that's probably like, well, that'd be research more than likely. That'd be technology. So I'm assuming this one is probably speed. We'll find out. Yep, looks like it's going to be speed. Okay, so I'm just going to let everyone do their thing. So Dance Dance went pretty well, I think, compared to the original. 500,000. Yep, so it's definitely done pretty good. It also helps that we have more fans. So if I check game history, let's see. Yep, so it got an average of 6. So slightly better than the original. Okay, so it looks like everybody's done. We have some points. I don't think we have enough to... So let's see, 80... Yeah, so it looks like the minimum we need is 80. But we don't have enough for that. So popular is new topics. I think we will hold off on researching anything. Let's see if we can just get straight into building a new game, maybe. So new topics, alright. Let's go make a new game. Make it a medium. Okay, so we want a new topic. Let's try something down here. Before I check there, let's see what genres we can do. Let's see, action. Sci-fi action, maybe? So we got... Let's have a look. What does it reckon? Prison is good for everyone. I know. If I click here, okay, so it doesn't know. Let's say sci-fi action. We'll make let's make like a Halo sort of thing. Goddamn dog. So should we do young, everyone, or mature? I know. Let's call it Space Marines. Okay, so what platform do we want it on? I usually just go with E for everyone, unless I can figure out if I want them to be more specific. Okay, well, let's have a look. Okay, so any of these good for action? PC has 2 for action, but 3 is the best that you can get, so that means somewhere else can probably get better. I reckon maybe try the 360. That might work well for action. Let's see. Because we know that's sort of good. It also is good for mature. Let's see, which one has more? 10.9, 11.3. They're both 500,000 for the license. I don't think the Wii U would be a good place for that. So let's try the M box. I might also try the PC, maybe. So we give them both a go. Should we try mature? PC is good for mature. And we don't really know what the M box is good for. So maybe we could do E for everyone to begin with. I don't know, let's go mature and we'll see how that goes. Yep, let's put the exploding barrels in. I think they would work for this kind of game. Hopefully nobody needs to go on vacation soon, that'd be kind of annoying. Okay, according to this, engine and gameplay are probably going to be fairly good. So let's put some of these on. Okay, let's see if there's anything we don't really need. Let's see. Don't think really need a video playback. Let's see, gameplay. Game tutorials, achievements, character progression. Maybe get rid of achievements. See how far I can go down. Put it there. Can I put that on? No, I can't. I guess we'll leave it like that. That seems okay. Yep. Okay, so now let's see. We want our tech expert. So, yep, they're on that. Got me there. Okay, so let's put one of our other design people on. I could probably put me on, I guess, maybe. Because let's see, he's got 600, then the next one is me, so yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's see how that goes. Yep, so there's a hype because the new topics is popular. Whoops, accidentally clicked. Dance Dance is now aftermarket, it sold 600,000, roughly. So, didn't get to platinum, but I got the gold. Okay, let's see. AI is seeming to be important. Dialogue's apparently not very important. Let's try and put these on. I'll see if I can move the level design down a little. Because I feel that artificial intelligence will be fairly important for this. Dialogues, once again, not too important, so I'll put me on it. Level design, fairly important, so we've already got that person on it. Actually, I'll put this up a little just so... There we go, so now it's at 100%. It's not over that. So, yep, that seems fine. Let's go with that. So let's now wait for it to get a little bit long before I mean, I probably don't really need to put the thing on because it's already got a fair amount of hype. So what's that, the PlayStation? Or is it the Xbox? Yeah, it's the M box. Okay. Oops, I think I moved the screen again. Let's go and just put in magazines and demos. I feel like I should just do it for every game, just so it's a constant, so you can tell with the profits and stuff. Yep, so it's PlayStation 4. Always online requirement. I wonder how many people forgot about the fact that Xbox tried to force people to play online always. Now, the worst part was not that you had to play online, it's just the fact that you had to do it every day. So if you went away somewhere, it'd be like, damn. Luckily, because lots of people were extremely pissed at that thing got cancelled, so they got rid of that idea. Okay, it looks like we could probably keep everything basically as it is. Yes, I'm going to have to put someone else on the technology. Let's go put you there. Let's put me on that. Actually, it's the last thing, so I may as well put him on there. Actually, it's a she, but anyway. So if I do that, it'll cost too much. I don't think we need a soundtrack, so I can probably... I'll see how far I can move this down. So let's put that on. See if I can... Okay. So that should be good. I don't think we need a soundtrack. I'd like to see us try and do... I don't know. Stereoscopic 3D, is that really... I guess why not? Part of a fad, I guess. Yeah. Let's go. So, design doesn't seem to be getting many this time around. It seems to be more into the technology. Would you be willing to share some information? Right, so basically like a little interview. So, in this situation, what I heard is that it's always best to do the modest. And if you think about it in real life, it's pretty much the same idea. You should be modest when you're talking about your game, because you hype your game and then if it disappoints, it's even worse. Whereas if you're modest and it's disappointing, it's not as bad. By being modest, it doesn't give me as much hype, but then people won't be disappointed if the game turns out to be terrible. Yeah, so that little thing then was just talking about how Xbox got rid of that online thing. Oh, of course, the market normalized just as we finished making the game. But at least it's already got lots of hype, so that's good. Oh well. I mean, lots of hype's not always good, so... I mean, usually it can help for, like, selling. Okay. I gotta make sure that there's no bugs. Sometimes they sneak in a bug just as I go to click. Yep, let's go with a large booth. Okay, boom, there we go. New record for technology. Yeah, this game seemed to be more of a technology game than a design. And we'll release the game. Somebody now has special training available. Okay, so we'll see what the game review is for it, for the game, and then we'll call it for this episode. Okay, here are the game reviews. See how we go. Hey, not bad. Not bad for our first attempt at the game. Is it going to be like an average of about maybe like an 8.5 maybe? Anyway, that did good. Actually, the average would be 8, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Send on vacation. Send on vacation. Send on vacation. and make the game report. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna just pause it. Alright, well, that's Game Dev Tycoon. Hope you enjoyed this little casual experience. Nothing too intense or hands-on or whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Would you like to see more casual, just laid-back gaming, or you want to see more intense Mario Karting or the craziness of Warframe? Anyway, let me know with a like or a comment if you enjoyed this episode. If you want to see more episodes, you can always check out my channel or hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description below. Until next time, guys, I'm the Downunder Gamer, and I'll see you then.